Hello and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with me today to talk about Raw. Now, we started off the show with Drew McIntyre coming out, talking crap about CM Punk, talking crap about Jey Uso not beating Damian Priest. And Damian Priest comes out and words are exchanged, and ultimately McIntyre's offered a title shot when McIntyre's healthy. So expect that at Clash of the Castle. Then we get Io Sky versus Shayna Baszler. Quite the match, especially the moment with the Kirifuda clutch. But it all ends with Io Sky doing a diving moonsault, getting the 1-2-3 pinfall victory. That's round for Queen of the Ring. Io Sky advancing. Too bad for Shayna Baszler. I had hopes for her due to the fact that it looks like the crown for the Queen has spades on it. So, Queen of Spades, I thought she had a good chance, but guess not. We had Carlito backstage talking with Judgment Day, talking about handling business, talking about Rey Mysterio, and talking about being cool. And, I thought the segment was cool. We see Gunther walk stage before going to break. But, all right. Chad Gable surveyed his troops about blowing opportunities, blah, 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 telling Otis that he shouldn't be doing the worm, no funny business. He's got to take Zayn seriously. Tells Akira not to blow it against Bronson Reed, but I mean, it's Bronson Reed. Even on his best day, I don't know if Akira wins that match. Ivy Nile and Maxine had a moment together where they talked to each other. But Chad came back to berate her some more and told Ivy she's got potential. And stop wasting time with Taylor Not So Swift over there, referring to Maxine Dupree. New Day are interviewed backstage. Kofi Kingston says tonight is about payback. And mentioned his match against Rey Mysterio, and that there's no room for self-doubt or failure. But then we had Lillian Garcia make her way to the ring. Had a nice, sweet moment with her and Samantha, and Lillian Garcia announced Kofi Kingston as the entrant into the next match for King of the Ring. Which, I mean, it's Kofi Kingston, Gunther. Like, it's not like that match is going to be a bad match. Quite a bit of brawling went on before the match happened, before the match started. Beating Gunther's knee on the ring post and such. And eventually the match does start. Goes through a commercial break. Gunther won by submission. Boston Crab. Before the match started, we had R-Truth and The Miz backstage with Adam Pearce. They were talking about a number one contenders match. The Miz was under the assumption that R-Truth was booking them another match, and now he was just standing outside and watching the number one contenders being named. Kiana James came up, and she's going to educate adjunct. Oh no. What she said didn't make sense for what she was speaking. And I still don't like her. And I think she might be worse on the main roster than she was in NXT. Is what it is, I suppose. Not much we can do about that. Lyra Valkyria was interviewed backstage. Talks about sending a message to Damage Control and helping out Becky Lynch if she needs it. So I think that's maybe leading towards them becoming a tag team in the near future, which probably a good match for Jade and Bianca. Like, I don't know, SummerSlam? Seems like a solid thing there. I could definitely see that happening. Liv comes up, asks Lyra, has Becky always been that big of a bitch or something along those lines? And Lyra told her to ask Becky herself. Liv turns around and Becky punches her in the face. We then went to commercial, and when we came back, Kofi was limping, and Karrion Kross talked to him. Says it's a tough loss, but there's always more time. Whatever that means, I don't know. And Xavier Woods then hopped up with an ice pack for Kofi, asked what did he want, and just like me, Kofi didn't know. We don't know what Karrion wants. He wants something. We then had Akira Tozawa versus Big Bronson Reed, and Big Bronson Reed won. Post-match, Chad Gable came to the ring to berate Tozawa for losing. Backstage, Imperium had an interview. Gunther moves on, and Kaiser yelled at the interviewer about how Gunther has nothing to prove to anyone before running Sheamus down and saying that he's going to put him out of his misery and expose him in front of the whole wide world. And so we go to break. Wait, Sheamus. Is that supposed to be Jey Uso? I don't know. I wasn't paying close enough attention to what Ludwig Kaiser was saying. My bad. New Catch Republic introduced themselves to Adam Pearce, who books a four-way #1 contenders match for tonight. Braun Breaker complains about being left out of King of the Ring. We had Lyra Valkyria versus Zoe Stark, which was a good match. Lyra won with the Nightwing. Main event, Jey Uso cut a promo backstage, welcomes Ilya Dragunov to Monday Night Raw, says he's going to beat him, and he's going to beat Gunther, and he's going to be your new King of the Ring. Very likely. Sami Zayn makes his entrance for his match against Otis, and Sami Zayn wins by pinfall with the haluva kick. And once again, post-match, Gable berates and pie faces Otis until Sami runs back in and takes him out with the exploder suplex into the corner. Chad retreats and cowed Otis. So Otis follows him, like there's no breakup. Back from commercial, we get a hype reel for WrestleMania 41. Braun Breaker is talking to Diamond Mine, and JD McDonough has words with him. So Braun Strowman and Diamond Mine, maybe there's something that can happen there. You know, people who work out a lot all working out together. Like, yeah, it makes sense. And honestly, if they wanted to add Raquel to that too, that'd be neat. Fine with that. Nothing big going on with Braun Strowman, but that's fine. We had Becky Lynch versus Dakota Kai, which is what it is. Becky Lynch went to get her into the disarmor, and then that's when Damage Control jumped into the ring and started beating up Becky Lynch. And Becky got saved by Lyra. And Liv Morgan came out, hit Becky, and then she ran away, making up for Becky hitting her earlier in the night, I guess. Had an interview with Ilya backstage next, saying he'll be the czar of the ring. Making sure everybody's anticipating the main event between him and Jey Uso. Then we went into the tag match. Creed Brothers, Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McDonough, Authors of Pain, and New Catch Republic, competing for number one contendership. Judgment Day won by pinfall with a coup de grace on Pete Dunne. So Pete Dunne took the pin, and Judgment Day's number one contenders. Probably needed like Braun Strowman with the Creed brothers doing a run around the ring, you know? Like, I felt like that was kind of missing. Unless it happened and I missed it. In which case, my bad. We had Damian Priest talking to Dominic Mysterio and the rest of Judgment Day in Carlito. I think I might have been confusing some of the lines from the first time that they were together earlier in the night with this talking about Rey Mysterio and stuff. Yeah. That's what happens when you got two similar backstage promos in the same night, as they kind of bleed together, you know? And then we got into the main event. It was Jey Uso versus Ilya Dragunov. And oh boy, this match was pretty darn good. Like, there were a couple times where, like, I thought that it could have went either way, but Jey Uso caught him with a spear and then splashed him. 1, 2, 3 victory. Jey Uso moves on to face Gunther in the semifinals. Yeah, semifinals. And then the ring general himself came down for a face-off with Jey Uso, where we ended the show. I thought this was a solid episode. Like, didn't blow my socks off, but, like, I really didn't have anything to complain about. So with a rating like that, I got to go like a low 4 out of 5, like a B, you know. All right. Well, that was Raw. Thank you for tuning in to us on Workhorse Wrestling Network. Tune in tonight for the Cookout Podcast. Here's the schedule. And tonight we're going to be doing a tier list. The tier list is going to be a WWE Tag Team Faction tier list. So should be quite a bit of fun. Enjoy and have a wonderful evening. Peace, y'all.